Did you ever hear about the computer who broke up with the network? It had too many bad connections. Well, who wouldn't, right? Welcome to our video where we dive into the fascinating and yes, humorous world of networking in Kubernetes. You might be wondering, what's Kubernetes? Well, let's put it this way. Kubernetes is like the conductor of an orchestra, and each musician is a container running an application. Kubernetes makes sure they all play in harmony, beautifully and efficiently. It has revolutionized the IT world, making it easier to deploy, scale, and manage containerized applications. Now let's bring in some humor and draw parallels between real-life networking and Kubernetes networking. Imagine you're at a party and you meet a bunch of people. Some of them are interesting, some of them are not, and some are just plain weird. You can't remember everyone's name, right? That's where Facebook comes in handy. It's like a networking tool, helping you connect and interact with people. Kubernetes is like Facebook for your applications. It helps your applications interact with each other, remember each other's names, and keeps the weird ones in check. Just like in real life, nobody wants to hang out with a faulty application, right? And what about that friend who always forgets where they parked their car? Kubernetes is like that super smart friend who always remembers where every application is parked, even if it's moved or replicated. And just like in real life, networking in Kubernetes is all about making connections. But not just any connections, we're talking about good, healthy connections. The kind that won't make your computer want to break up with its network. So remember, if you ever find yourself in a situation where your computer feels like it's in a relationship with too many bad connections, don't worry. There's always a way to fix things. So, just like in real life, if you have bad connections in your network, it's time for a breakup, or better yet, time to learn more about networking in Kubernetes. Imagine Kubernetes as a grand party, and pods are the guests. Now, wouldn't you want all your guests to know each other? Picture this. You've thrown a grand party, pulled out all the stops, you've got the best music, the tastiest food, and an array of guests that would make any socialite green with envy. But there's a problem. Your guests? They're all pods in the Kubernetes world, and much like any party, if your guests, or in this case pods, don't know each other, it's not going to be a grand time, is it? Let's delve a little deeper into this. Kubernetes pods are like the life of the party. They're a group of one or more containers with shared storage network resources and a specification for how to run the containers. Think of them as your friends huddled together, sharing jokes and enjoying the party. But if these groups don't interact with each other, the party is going to be a dud. So, how do we ensure that our guests, pods, mingle and make merry? In Kubernetes, we have this brilliant feature called pod networking. Just like how you'd introduce your friends to each other at a party, pod networking ensures that every pod can communicate with every other pod, regardless of which host they land on. It's like the ultimate icebreaker. And here's the kicker. Pods, being the social butterflies they are, also have their own IP addresses. This means they can talk to each other directly, without the need for any NAT. It's as if your guests have their own secret language, making the party even more exciting. But wait, there's more. Pods can also share storage volumes. Imagine your guests sharing the same dance floor, moving in sync to the rhythm of the party. That's what shared storage volumes are like. The containers in a pod can all access the same storage volumes, creating a harmonious party vibe. So remember, at the Kubernetes party, it's all about making connections. No pod is an island. If pods are the party guests, services are the networking gurus who know everyone and everything. Now imagine this, you're at a bustling party, and amidst the crowd, there's this one person who seems to know everyone. This person, my friends, is the Kubernetes service. In the grand Kubernetes party, services are like networking ninjas. They are the ones who keep the party going, ensuring all the pods or our party guests are talking to each other. They are the minglers, the connectors, the ultimate social butterflies. Think of a service as your very own digital concierge. You ask, hey, I need to talk to pod A about this data packet. And the service, with its endless list of contacts, makes it happen. It's like having a personal assistant who not only knows everyone at the party, but also knows the best way to reach them. Services are also like those well-connected friends who always know the latest gossip, or in this case, the latest state of the network. They keep tabs on all the pods, monitoring their health and ensuring the data is flowing smoothly. If a pod is down, the service, with its ninja-like agility, quickly reroutes the traffic to another healthy pod. It's like having a personal bodyguard who keeps you safe from networking mishaps. And did I mention the load balancer service? It's like the most efficient party planner, ensuring that the workload is evenly distributed among the pods. No pod gets overwhelmed and everyone gets to enjoy the party. It's like ensuring every guest gets an equal share of the appetizers. But what's truly amazing is that these services work behind the scenes, quietly and efficiently. You don't see them, but they're always there, ensuring the Kubernetes network is running smoothly. So, if you're ever at a Kubernetes party, remember to say hi to the services. They might not be the most visible characters, but they surely are the life of the party. And if you want to be the life of the Kubernetes party, there's only one way to go. Be a service, the ultimate networking guru. So, if you want to be the life of the Kubernetes party, be a service, the ultimate networking guru. Every good party needs a bouncer, right? In Kubernetes, that's your network policy. Imagine this, you're throwing a fantastic party at your house. It's a blast and everyone's having a great time. But then there's a knock on the door. It's the infamous party crasher, looking to cause some chaos. Thankfully, you've hired a reliable bouncer, ready to step in and keep your party safe. This bouncer is like your Kubernetes network policy. They control who gets to join the fun and who needs to stay outside. In the world of Kubernetes, network policies are the bouncers of your networking party. They're the rules that determine which pods can communicate with each other and which ones can't. They're the guys on the door checking the guest list and ensuring that everyone who's inside is supposed to be there. Imagine if there were no bouncers at the party. It would be a free-for-all, with everyone from the neighborhood barging in, eating your food, drinking your drinks, and possibly even breaking your precious porcelain collection. Quite a nightmare, isn't it? But with a bouncer, or in Kubernetes terms, a network policy, you can specify that only the cool pods, the ones you've invited, can get in. You can define rules based on IP addresses, ports, and even the type of traffic. So, if you have a pod that's acting up, trying to connect with every other pod in the system, your network policy can step in and say, "Hold on, buddy, you're not on the list, you need to stay outside." It's like having a personal bodyguard for your pods, ensuring that only the right connections are made. Now, creating these network policies might seem like a daunting task, but think of it as crafting the perfect guest list for your party. It requires some thought and planning, but in the end, it ensures that your party goes off without a hitch. So, don't mess with the network policy, the bouncer of the Kubernetes party. Well, folks, it's time to wind up this party. But remember, in Kubernetes, the networking never stops. And just like that, we've reached the end of our Kubernetes networking journey for today. We started off by stepping into the humorous world of networking, where we compared the complexities of Kubernetes networking to an elaborate party, a party that never stops. We then dove into the heart of the party, the Kubernetes party. We discovered how the pods, the life of this party, communicate with each other. They're like the guests who keep the party alive, chattering away about their tasks and responsibilities. Next, we moved on to the services, our party planners. We explored how they ensure that the party is a success, directing the traffic and making sure that every guest knows where to go. Just like a well-planned party where everyone knows their roles, Kubernetes services ensure that each pod knows its place and purpose. And then we met the bouncer of our Kubernetes party, the network policy, the bouncer who's responsible for checking the guest list, ensuring that only the right pods have access to the party. we learned how a good network policy is crucial for maintaining the security and efficiency of our Kubernetes system. Now, as we wrap up, it's essential to remember the importance of understanding networking in Kubernetes. It's like understanding the inner workings of a party. If you know how the guests, the party planners, and the bouncer work together, you can ensure that your party, or in this case, your Kubernetes system, runs smoothly and efficiently. So, folks, as we say goodbye, remember to keep your Kubernetes knowledge fresh and updated. Keep those connections strong, and remember, a good network policy makes for a great Kubernetes party. Until next time, keep laughing and keep learning.